Hello.
Hi. Hi, Bill.
Hi.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
Yeah. It's nice coming to Sahaja every week.
Yes.
Very nice. Thank
Very
you.
nice. I'm just gonna...
Karuna Ma?
Karuna Ma, yes.
Karuna Ma. Bless you.
I just quickly finish the setting and leave you guys.
Karuna Ma? Karuna Ma?
Yes.
I'm just gonna give you a little description of the show. It's 1 hour, or it's basically 55 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I cut it in half, so we'll talk for 27 minutes, and then I'll take a break.
Great.
And then we'll start right back up again. And the show has a commercial break.
Great.
Do you know what Unity online radio is?
Yes.
Okay, so they have a commercial break where they do a commercial in between, so we have to do it in 2 halves. Good. And so I'll start the recording now. And it's so good to have you today.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for being here. And this is total fun. I get so blessed from this show. It's just more. I don't really know what it's for, except it is to bring about a joining and a flavor of an experience of the self, really, of the truth.
Yes.
So I'll open the show. Hi, everyone. This is Rishi with Pure Presence, the Power of Being Free. And we really are free. We are so free. It's just so freeing, really, to have an understanding of the truth, and the truth that where we really recognize the self that we are. And today, again, we have this amazing connection with Sahaja, and Mooji, Guruji, has permitted me to have this dialogue with the beings there at Sahaja. And today we have another being she is beautiful in appearance, even though we're not bodies. She is a beautiful, dear one, and her name is Karuna Ma. I just want to give a warm welcome to the show. Karuna Ma, thank you for being here.
Namaste. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
So, Karuna Ma, I have been at Sahaja for a few times. I was there in the beginning when it first opened, and then a few months ago, I don't know if you were there. Were you there in July?
Yes, I've been here since last year. Yes.
Oh, okay, good. So you were there for the retreats?
Actually, I moved here last year, so now I live here in Portugal.
Oh, okay. Yes. And where are you from?
I am from Canada.
Oh.
Actually, I was born in India, but then when I was young, I moved to Canada, and that's where I had my life, my family, my kids, my husband. So last year, 2 years ago, when I met Mooji, something changed, and that's when he brought me here.
Yes. And where did you meet Mooji?
Actually, I met him online. On YouTube, and then that was in September of 2013 when I first saw his first video on YouTube. And then there was this fire to go see him, and it didn't happen till December of that year. So I came here for a Sunday satsang near Christmas, actually one day after Christmas. And since then, I've been with him since then.
Yes. And do you live at Sahaja?
No, I live very close to Sahaja. The closest village we have, Sao Martino. That's where I live. because I have my family that visits me from time to time, so it's more convenient that way.
Yes, yes. Your family from Canada?
Yes, my family from Canada. My kids, they actually are schooling in Ireland now, so they come here in their holidays. And they love Mooji too, so all of us are in satsang with Mooji. Yes.
Wow.
It's beautiful, yes.
Yeah. Well, the only part of the story that is of interest to me in the matter of your history or meeting Mooji is very interesting and inspiring for many that listen to this show. And also, there's something that comes with the fire that causes you to leave everything to come and be with the master. There's something that burns within you. Would you say?
I agree with you, but I also see that it was not my decision. It was not my mind's decision to come here. It was very, very natural. Very natural. The moment I met him, there was no other choice. Like if this was like, okay, I'm getting this opportunity, and it just happened. There was no conscious decision. I can't even pinpoint the day or time or moment when I decided to come. It just happened, and that was the best thing that can happen to anyone in my mind. Yes, luckiest being on this planet. I can say that.
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
I share that understanding and sentiment with you. Yes.
Yes.
What is your what is your like pull for being at Sahaja? What is it? Do you have is there something that is specific that is attracting you to Sahaja, or is it just you're going on these inner instructions, these inner guide?
There is nothing outside. It's just like it's moving that way. There is, I cannot say that, oh, I'm here because of this or that. I know that this is this inside that I cannot even imagine being at any other place, because this is the best place. And how would you say, is to be at the master's feet is to be at the top of the world. So that's how I feel, and this is such a huge blessing that I don't know how I got this opportunity and this blessing to be here. So it says everything about, even from the outer, if you see, there's I cannot see any single thing that doesn't that's like it's the best thing to be here. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Yes, there's nothing outside or inside that's an obstacle or that doesn't fit.
Of course. Do you know how the computer works there?
Yes.
If we were getting some interference, and I was thinking that we should restart the call, but the interference seems to have gone. So we're good. I was going to hang up the call and call you back to maybe get rid of the interference, but it's gone now.
Great.
So we're good.
Okay.
Do you come to Sahaja every day then, Karuna Ma?
Yes, I come to Sahaja every day.
Yeah, and you have a like a project or something you're working on there?
Yeah, I'm here, so normally some days I'm in the kitchen, some days I'm in the office helping out, so whatever. And there's never a moment when there's nothing, or even I don't say nothing to do. It's like it's not doing anyways, but the body is here and it just flows wherever needed. So.
Of course. Yeah. I guess I'm interested in, the purpose that I feel that Guruji is here is for the awakening. I feel that he's here for the great awakening on the planet, in all around the planet, and that's probably why there are so many hundreds of thousands of people that are watching Guruji.
Exactly. Yes.
He would be, in my mind, he's the embodiment of Christ consciousness, drawing the consciousness of Christ to recognize itself as they see it in Mooji. There's a transmission that seems to occur in that. I know that was my experience, and many of the beings that I speak with, they only need a YouTube video often from anywhere around the world, and they're drawn to this interest, this desire, this something sparks in them that wants to know more and realizes this is the truth. Yes?
Yes, yes. I agree with you, because when I first met Guruji, because before even I came here, I knew that I just need to see him once, and I don't care. I have to go and see him because he's the one. He's the one. There was a strong thing that he's the one that he's going to take me where I need to go. You know? So there was this very strong trust in here. And when I saw him, when I met him, and I knew that there was no doubt, there was no mistrust, there was total acceptance, total surrender at that point. And it just happened. It's not with the mind or with any, there was no doubt, no matter like where I was. Even I had to go back to wrap up things back to Canada, but there was no doubt here. So there was total trust that, yes.
Karuna Ma, I would like to just pause for a minute and just have just a brief quiet time, just a meditation, if that's okay.
Of course.
And I just want to just give pause and allow the presence, just allow the self just to be acknowledged. And we're grateful to have this understanding. And as we speak about Guruji, we give our gratitude, and we thank you for the love that is shown, and for the beings around the planet, around the everywhere, that are waking up to this divine self that Mooji points to. And so thank you, Father, divine love, God, universe. We love you, we bless you, and we bless all that is. And so it is. Thank you. Karuna Ma. Yeah. That's really what it is. I was just reminded as we were speaking that to acknowledge the truth, and it's when we acknowledge the truth, all of a sudden everything seems to settle down for me, and I come into that quiet place of what I see on your face right now is joy. What I see on your face right now is the peace of God reflecting back to me. Thank you. I love this radio show, and I'm enjoying very much the dialogue with the beings at Sahaja, and mostly it just brings me into a state of recognition and joy, to share from this place. So I don't want to give the mind too much space to be all about questions.
It's a hard job, huh?
Pardon me?
It's a hard job to speak when you just can just be.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's the recognition of the truth, and it is what we're all. It is what we all are really. It's a pull, really. I would ask you. Let me ask you this, Karuna Ma. What is your highest desire? I know. Can you answer that?
It's not my desire. It's not my desire. But if you ask me, my desire is to.
Is the person? I know is the person in play in awakening?
It's not given importance. No? Person is there, but it's not important. You know that there is no. It's all phenomenal. There is no reality to it. So.
Yes. It is okay to have desire, though, right?
There's nothing wrong with anything, but I think when you can see how.
I think the computer. I'm going to turn my computer on Do Not Disturb. That might have been a signal that came in. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but your desires, I as a person, when your person is disappearing, the desires are disappearing with that, right? Because you can see through that. If there is any desire, you can see through that, and it's not like how that you beat yourself for, okay, why do I have this? But it's just dropping. Everything is thinning away, so it's not important.
Right. Yeah, I like what Guruji says, that it's not that you don't mind; it's just that it doesn't matter.
It doesn't
matter. That you don't mind. It's just sort of like you let things occur.
Yes. It's playing whatever needs to play its place. So it's not here. It doesn't affect.
Right.
So it's seen. Whatever is there, it's seen. So it's not important at all.
And it seems that at least for me, it really does require awareness. It does really require a vigilant, being alert to the mind that wants to run the show, or that has been used to running the show. It feels like for me that when I allow myself just to observe the mind isn't so busy.
Yes. I agree with you. You need to be vigilant, because I see from when I first moved here to now that it's losing its power. Like, it's not that mind is non-existent. If we speak as we are speaking now, and deep inside the reality, it's that the reality here. So, and that mind is just doing whatever it needs to do. It doesn't matter. But if we look at from a personal perspective, it's getting weaker and weaker too, because the attacks are less, and even if they are, the intensity is much less. And I'm not saying it's non-existent, but it's just, it doesn't have the power. It's losing its power because it's not given attention anymore. And it's not like I don't make it important or I don't write it. So, and of course it's much easier in this environment because the whole Sahaja is so highly charged. The energy level is so high that the mind stands no chance here. And I think that's why it's more important to be at the master's feet, because you're under the constant, even if like you're so naked, you're not hide, your mind doesn't stand a chance. That's why it's the best place to be. If you still think that now we know we are not mind, but if still you think their mind is existent and it's doing something, then this is the best place, because this is where it's going to get totally revealed.
Yes. I would like to hang up and call you back again because I'm still getting an interference. Will you be able to click me back on if I hang up? Okay, I'm going to call you right back. I have some interference for some reason. I don't know what that is.
Is it from your side or is it from our side?
I can't. It doesn't seem like it's from this side. It could be. Are you wired or are you wireless?
No, I am not wired. I am wireless.
Okay. I don't know which side it's from, but it is a little subtle interference. I would just like to not have to share with the radio program. It's very slight, very subtle.
Is it like a machine running?
It's a electronic hum. It's just a slight little hum that I'm hearing in the transmission.
Maybe it's from the computer.
It might be. It sounds like like a computer fan even.
Yeah, I can hear that too. Actually, do you want me to call Sahaja and see if she can fix that?
No, I'll take it out with a program that takes the back noise out. I'll just do that. That sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you. Karuna Ma, can you tell me what enlightenment is? What is that?
I don't even care about that question anymore.
You don't?
I really don't care about that question, and that's not my goal with the enlightenment. I just want to be not even one. I know I am the self. So this is.
So I'll share it with the audience because I really think it is a relevant question.
I'm not saying it's not a relevant question, but for me, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yes. Well, I understand, and the reason I would like to share this with the radio audience is because enlightenment is really what most seekers are really interested in as they begin this path, and it certainly is not the end, and it's not even the beginning, but it has some kind of pull that brings it has the juice that says, what is that? And so for that, for the radio audience, I really feel that many beings at Sahaja have come to this place to realize the self. And I know this to be true because it's been my experience and my witness. So for the audience, I would say the realization of the self as an experience would be some way to describe what enlightenment might be.
I agree with you.
Yeah. Yes. And I think the power of that is seen in these interviews that I've had with many of the beings, because when I speak to the beings, when I ask questions of this type, the mind is not allowed to, really is not given an audience, is not given attention. And right, would you say that?
Yes, I totally agree with that. Yes. Yes.
And I think that's the teaching and the pointing of Guruji, all the time.
Yes, that's and that's a very, very strong pointing, because I have been with other masters before I met Guruji, and this point was never brought into the focus. It was always that it was controlling the mind. It was always about the mind. It was so, in a way, mind was given so much importance that personally for me, it was always, it seemed impossible to overcome the mind. And here it's, the light is from the other side, and you can see the reality of the mind, and it's not given importance, and it suddenly just starts fading away because it's not given any power, not given any fire.
Mm-hmm. What would you say the purpose of Karuna Ma is in time and space? What is the purpose of the person?
The person? I have this very deep understanding that this is all a part of the play, and it's all him. It's all one. It's very hard to describe, but it's very, very clear in him. So as part of the play, this Karunama is another part in the play. So it's him acting through Karunama or whatever. And there is no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. And who is there to doubt? It's all him. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I know.
It's very, it's you know how freeing that is to understand that. Not even I don't have the words. Not even understand. It's just Yeah.
You know the truth. It's not even even to say those words is stepping back, is stepping in front of the self.
Yes.
I understand. Yeah, I understand.
And it's so beautiful how Guruji brought this so simply, because intellectually I knew this intellectually, but to actually have this experience or have this understanding or knowing, and so simply, it was the most beautiful thing.
Yeah, completely. This is time to take a break. This is Unity Online Radio. Rishi having dialogue with Karuna Ma at Sahaja. We're having a great time on this dialogue. Thank you for Karuna Ma for coming, and we'll be right back for the other half of the show.
Thank you, Rishi.
Okay, so I'm going to restart everything on my side.
Okay.
We're on a break right now.
Great.
I'm sure that I can take that hum out with the software that's available.
Okay.
Do you need to take a drink of water or anything?
I am good, actually. I'm good.
Okay, then I'll just bring us back. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. This is Rishi with dialogue with Karuna Ma at Sahaja. I'm in Maine in the United States, and Karuna Ma is in Portugal at Monte Sahaja at the Guruji Ashram. And we're having this awesome conversation that has been, I just want to say, Mooji, I love you. I'm so grateful that you would let me have this relationship, this connection with Sahaja. I feel like I'm coming there every week now, and it's just amazing. I mean, it's not like being there, but it's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty close. And Karuna Ma we're having this dialogue about truth, really, today, and Karunama, I have a couple of kind of spiritual questions I want to ask you that are, there's a Jesus of Nazareth. Are you familiar with any Bible terms or Bible stories?
Little bit.
Little bit?
Little bit.
Well, I've heard Mooji actually say this, that Jesus left two of what he called the greatest commandments. One is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and strength, or spirit. And the other one is to love your neighbor as yourself.
Mm-hmm.
How would you interpret, or how would you describe loving your neighbor as yourself? How would you describe that as being in play of awakening, to love your neighbor as yourself? Do you have any thoughts on that?
I can only tell you this, that when you are loved, then everything else is love too. And there is no trying to love your neighbor. It's just love. Yeah. It's all love. It's all love. So there are no boundaries. It's unbelievable. Actually, I had heard that term before I met Guruji, because my background is not from Christianity, so that's why I'm not too familiar with Bible teachings, but have heard this one. Yeah. Love thy neighbor as thyself. And I always wondered about that, but now I know what it meant.
Yes.
Know what it meant. Yes. Yeah. It's all love, and it's unbelievable. It's very hard to explain, but love is. There are no boundaries. That's all I can say.
Yes. Are you familiar with a book called A Course in Miracles?
I have heard about that. Yes.
Okay. A Course in Miracles is a sort of it's a Christian vernacular of non-dual teaching, very, very close to, very similar to Advaita. And it uses Christian terms because it's trying to help the Christian terminology be reinterpreted into non-dual thinking. And one of the reasons that I feel that term, love your neighbor as yourself, is relevant and could be considered important, is because your neighbor is you.
Exactly.
And it's what?
And that's what I'm saying, that it's all love. It's there's no boundary. There's no two in there.
Yes. Your neighbor is you. If you have something against your neighbor, you have something against yourself. You're stuck. There's a kind of a stuckness happening if something is going on with that. The Course in Miracles that I refer to, I consider A Course in Miracles is the vehicle that was used to to show me the truth that has set me free really from Christianity. And then, so that's really my teacher in a book, in a teaching device. And I consider Mooji to be my teacher as a embodiment of an awakened master. That's what I feel. And so I have a strong pull. Ever since I first met Mooji in London, I've had a strong pull to want to keep him in front of me, to be reminded of the self that is viewing all of this. And then also he has helped me to not take things serious. He has helped me to really be very vigilant to watch the mind, and it's okay. Just notice it. Just notice the play of the mind all the time, and know that that's what's happening.
Yeah, but Guruji also says that I agree that yes, you have to be vigilant and you have to notice the mind, but at the same time, if you are just being self, then your attention is not even going to the mind. You don't even care what the mind is doing. You're just being yourself. And same is for when you're saying love your neighbor as thyself. And then Guruji takes us to another one step, that who are you when you're saying love yourself. So when you come to that, then everything else dissolves, because then it's all self, right? So that's one of the biggest thing for me, is that always whenever like this separation comes, then you start that you and your neighbor, or you and this, then you come back to who are you. And when you come back to who are you, then everything else just disappears.
Yes. That's the description of the absolute. It's really a very clear. That's one of the main differences. I actually feel that Guruji points, and I say from or to when Guruji is pointing at a absolute pure self-awareness presence is the only way I can describe it.
It's true. Because he doesn't let you go anywhere, because otherwise there are always this one thing or the other. There's always something, but all his pointing is back to, okay, who is it? Then when you come to the inquiry, and then you see that, then this just everything drops away. All your concerns, or this entity we call I or you, it just drops away.
There's a line in the Course in Miracles that is, and it's pretty much throughout the Course as a theme, that says that projection makes perception. And so if I'm seeing something outside of me, it's something that must be going on in the mind that's being seen. Do you follow that?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So if there's something that seems to be happening out there, it's really something that's happening in here.
And we are projecting too.
And I'm projecting it.
Mm-hmm.
In your practice of being self-aware or present, what do you do, or how do you practice to resolve your own conflict?
It's self-inquiry is the best one, because even if there is any conflict, and when you come back to that, and then I see that who is it, and it's happening very, very naturally now. There is no effort in that. And it disappears very quickly. There is no conflict when of course, when mind takes over sometimes, and it tries to pull you, because that's when the conflict is, and mind tries to, and you want to ride it, but right away, if you focus, okay, come back to the inquiry, and when you do the inquiry, and it doesn't take time at all. It's very, very naturally happening. So there's these projections and all these conflicts, so-called conflicts, they just clear out instantly. Like it's instant. It's not tomorrow or day after. It's instant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have a meditation or prayer or devotion practice? Do you read any teachings? Any I have many of Guruji's books. Do you have his prayer book, or what do you do for your own?
Yes, I have all Guruji's books, and whenever I go back home at night time, if I feel like, then I open up any of the books, and sometimes I watch his YouTube videos. It's just amazing. Most amazing. Yes. And I also have, because my religious background is from the Sikh family. I was born in a Sikh family, and I have been reading my scriptures from day one, and now they are making more sense when I read them. Like our Guru Granth Sahib is our Sikh scripture, and when I read it, it makes so much more sense now, because it resonates here. It's now I can see. But those scriptures, they're very live for me now.
What scriptures are they?
This is Guru Granth Sahib is Sikh scripture. It's called Guru Granth Sahib. So,
oh, okay.
Yes.
I haven't heard of those.
Yeah, that's our main scripture. I'm from India, and a Sikh religion, so that's main scripture that we have.
Okay. Isn't that amazing how this stuff comes back around and ends up making sense?
It definitely is the most amazing thing. It's the most, yes.
Yes. I have the same experience with the Bible. I don't read it too much because I just not interesting for me. But when I do find some old scriptures in this, that Jesus said this, or the Pharisees or somebody said that, and that there's a lot of truth there that can be found in between some of the words. That's very interesting. I think it's good. I follow A Course in Miracles. It's a blue book. Looks like this.
It's a big one. Huh?
Yeah, it's a big, thick. It's 1,400 pages.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I read it every day, and I just love it because it takes me into. It just reminds me of the truth that is within, which is the I am, or the I, or the self, because it's filled with content about the Christ, the self identity. There's a line in it that is mentioned the most times that says, "I am as God created me." I am as God created me. I am spirit. I am pure light. I am as God created me, and that really speaks to me as a reminder, as the conditioned self is being dissolved into awareness. Yeah,
It's very beautiful, because for me, when I read the scriptures with this new light, it's more gratitude that comes. It's so much gratitude. It's unexplainable. It's just like, okay, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. There's no way you can actually ever be thankful. It's just beyond gratitude.
I have huge gratitude right now and appreciation for having an understanding of the self, because it feels like it's everything. It feels like it's like everything. And when I asked you a little while ago if you have any desires, what I was really meaning was, for me, my desire is to just be more dissolved into the self. My desire is to just be more dissolved into the light, because it's such a strong experience, and it feels like it's what I am.
I understand.
Yeah. It's a coming home, really, isn't it? It's a being.
It's very beautiful.
Yeah.
It's coming home, yes.
Yeah. There's a couple of I love this. I picked up this book from when I met Mooji in London.
Right.
It might have been 2011. And there's a couple of things in it that are just so good. I wanted to share them. It says, the mind has got a gun to your head, but only because you think you have a head to put the gun to. He has a way with words.
Yes, just the title of this book just kills me. Writing on water. If it all can be just writing on water, it's just.
Yes.
Can there be a better title than that?
No.
We just live our life like that.
Yes.
So beautiful.
Yes. We live in a high-tech age right now, and I get these quotes. I get a YouTube actually from Mooji online, and it comes with about a 3 to 5 minute video. Every single day. It comes in my email box. A little YouTube video of Guruji teaching, doing a teaching. And this is so amazing to me that we have this available all over the world.
It's amazing. I have never seen any spiritual master whose teachings are so available, so easily available.
Yes.
And I think that's such a blessing. It's such a blessing. It's unbelievable, like how many people he's reaching that way. It's just beyond comprehension.
And what he's doing at Sahaja, what has taken place there is, it blows my mind. When I was there 4 years ago, there was no electricity, and I was there about 3 months ago, and there's a whole city in the that you can't see. There's a whole city that's just beautifully set up in this sacred environment where you feel like you're connected to Source. You feel like you're connected to the Creator and creation and the person all at the same time.
It is so true, because this place doesn't feel from this planet. That's how my friends ask me, this is how I describe them, that this place is not from this planet, and the beings on this place are not from this planet either.
Yes.
That's how it comes out, because it's so fully charged and so light, and it's so bright, and it's just unbelievable.
Yes, it's great. What would you say, Karuna Ma, what would you say are do you know other teachers besides Mooji that have these ideas that share that from this place?
I think that now, especially in last maybe 10, 20 years, there has been a really big surge or maybe it's because of technology, there's more awareness out there.
Yeah.
So I know there are a lot of other teachers out there that are doing this wonderful job. But somehow when you meet Mooji, it's different, It's what Mooji is. It's just like, can't put it in words.
Yeah.
It's very different.
What would you say is the most significant realization that you have discovered from finding Mooji?
Mooji has given me the life that I was looking for from day one, because he's shown me, for me, the most beautiful thing was that this realization first before meeting them was that, okay, it's possible. Because all my life it was like, okay, yes, this is the goal, but it's not possible. You have to do many lifetimes of meditations and this and that. And I've been trying all my best, whatever you can, but it was such a great disappointment and the guilt that I'm not doing enough and it's not possible this lifetime, but maybe this is another step, and maybe in some lifetime, maybe I'll get that realization. So, but Mooji, before I met him, he showed me this hope, and once I met him, then he made it so easy. So it's just, I don't know what to say. I don't even know how to how to explain this, but that was the most beautiful thing for me, was that first this hope that it's possible, and then he's taken me by my arm and actually walked me to that. And who does that,
Yes.
At this point, when I met him, I didn't want any more practices. I was so fed up that, okay, enough. I can't do anymore. My hands are up. Like, it was a total, I was at that verge of, that's when he came into my life and he just picked me up and embraced me.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
He does it without even, he doesn't even think, he just is. It's like it's nothing.
It's nothing. Yeah. Very, very casually. I think I'm not doing justice with the words to his. It's beyond words. It's just.
If you were sharing with a big audience on the radio and they were interested in having or really knowing more, having this experience that you have shared with us today, what would you advise? What kind of words, what kind of encouragement would you give to others in their own awakening? Would you give the audience something from there?
From my personal experience going to the audience, what I can say is that it's not out there. It's in. And yes, it is possible. And yes, it is that simple. And all it is just need to follow the pointing. And it's doable. So His grace is much, much greater than we can imagine. If they get a chance, then be in satsang. That's what I would say. And He's shown me, He's shown millions others. So it's for real. It's not another journey. It's not another journey. It's possible.
Yes. Thank you. Well, this has been an awesome, a really heartfelt, beautiful dialogue that we've had with you and with Sahaja. And this is Pure Presence, the Power of Being Free, with myself, Rishi, the host. And I thank you, Karuna Ma, for being on the show today. This has been a beautiful talk that we've had. And
thanks, Rishi. Yes.
Yeah. And this is, I love having the experience of your sharing from this place where you share from. It's very obvious to me that the questions are a little bit frivolous, I know, in this kind of dialogue, but we put some kind of I put some kind of a structure on it just so we can have some dialogue in truth.
Understand.
Yeah. So thank you for being on the show. I bless you. I love you, and I thank God for you.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste. It was a pleasure.
I'll see you in Sahaja.
Yes.
I'll be there this summer.
Oh, we will wait for you. Thank you so much. Love you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.